my dead grandparents.
Hi, Essie. Can y'all say hello to Essie?
Hey, Essie.
Essie, let me out. Help me, please.
Okay, Essie. Essie, we were just talking about the pedigree lab that you did over Thanksgiving, and I told everybody that your data is going to be your pedigree chart. And obviously that chart shows all the phenotypes, but based on the phenotypes, if you can figure out the genotype, you can write it under that person. If you have any questions about this, you can call me. And I know that you have a lot of good stuff to talk about in your conclusion predicting what baby Josties is going to be. So I am not worried about you, but let me know if you have any questions. But basically the data is the pedigree chart, and then you can give me more detail about the conclusions. And we did all discuss that attached earlobes, which is what I have, that is the recessive gene, so I'm homozygous recessive. Detached earlobes is the dominant trait, so somebody with detached earlobes is going to be homozygous dominant or heterozygous, because detached is the dominant trait. So just wanted to make sure you knew that. In your envelopes that came back to you today, and Essie, I'm dropping this off at your house with everything that I'm dropping off there today. But in your envelopes that came back today, it is the Module 7 test, the Module 6 corrections, if you turn those in, the Module 7 study guide, and then this paper, okay? This is where you're going to write your answers for your exam, okay? So there's 121 questions on the exam. It's all multiple choice, matching, or true false, okay? And so when you take your exam, you're going to print it out, but then you're going to put all of the answers on this sheet. I don't need the exam back. You can just save the exam, okay?
What? Wait.
I just need this.
Okay, so we don't.
What about for the long answers?
There's only multiple
Score!
choice. Yeah, I told y'all that.
You did, but I'm still happy.
You don't have
Listen
a
up here. The only thing on the exam, I've told y'all this so many times, okay? Modules 1 through 7, Module 8 is not on the exam, and it is straight from the test, and it is multiple choice, matching, and true false only, okay? So the honors exam is exactly the same as the CP exam. I just graded a little. There's a little bit of a curve in the CP exam.
Are you able to do corrections on module 7?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So bring
Absolutely.
7, 8, and exam.
Okay, so next
And stuff.
drop off next Thursday, okay? Next Thursday, you can bring the Module 8 test, the Module 8 study guide, the corrections from the Module 7 test, the lab notebook, and the exam. Well, you might say, well, I'm gonna need my Module 7 test because I'm not gonna be ready to take my exam, okay? Does that make, because remember how I gave you that extra leeway, like you don't have to do. So that's fine if you wanna wait and turn in your Module 7 corrections with your exam, okay? So basically, somebody might come next Thursday and they might turn in their exam, their Module 8 test, their Module 7 test corrections, their lab notebook, okay? They might turn it all in. You don't have to, okay? You have to get it to me by, what is the date that I said? It's all on the
20th?
It's on the homework, the work list for this week. All the dates are on there.
I was thinking the 16th. The Monday?
I think it's the following Monday.
Yeah.
I think it is.
And then for the honors is the 20th. Okay, for the honors it's the 20th if I need
Yes,
time.
yes. Okay, so it's
That was sloppy.
drop off or mail to me by, okay, I changed that date. That date's wrong on there. I'm sorry, I will fix that. Okay, so you need to drop it off to me by the end of Monday. What is that Monday? I'm gonna fix it on here.
Okay.
Sorry.
Is it the 16th?
So no, it wouldn't be the 16th. Hannah, did you say it was the 11th?
I said 16, but.
Does somebody have a phone?
No.
Yes, I do. I can look at
Okay.
it.
Is this all gonna be on Jupiter? Or
It,
the.
yes, I'm gonna fix it on there. I'm
So
gonna-
everything that you've just said is gonna
Monday,
be on Jupiter.
the following.
What is that Monday?
16.
Okay, so it has to be brought to me. How is that possible if the 8th? What, I think you're looking at the wrong Monday.
Are we looking? So today is the 6th. Are we talking next week?
Oh, no, you're right. Okay, 16th. By the 16th, okay? So you can either turn every single thing in next week on the exam drop-off day. What is the date for that? What is the exam drop-off day date?
12th.
The 12th, okay? Or you can get it to me by the end of the day, Monday, the 16th.
Is there a time, like after dinner, or like a time, or just like to drop it off? At
Show up
at 6 a.m.
You know what, Hannah, as long as I know what you're doing, I'm pretty flexible. I mean, I'm just not, so
At 12
if for some reason you don't wanna come all the way out to my house and you want to take it to my husband's office, you're gonna need to do that by 5.
Okay.
So that there will be somebody to leave it with, and I'll give you instructions on that. You need to let me know if you're gonna do it that way, okay? And obviously, you can't do that on the weekend.
Yes.
So, but I will be home that weekend, so people can drop off that weekend. I've got like a carport, it's got a table by my back door, and you can just leave stuff there.
Okay.
But just, if you're not, who's turning stuff in on exam drop-off day?
I probably will. I don't know.
Okay, you think you're turning in everything on exam drop-off day?
Like I don't I'm all caught up in my lab notebooks. So I don't.
Okay, so
think
you
I'll
should be,
behind.
okay, so you should
Unless I
probably,
need more time on the exam, I'll probably take care of it.
Yeah.
I'll be taking
But I'll let you know if I need more time.
okay. The other option is, you can always, scan your exam sheet. You can scan this and send this and email it to me on Monday, because this is all I need. I don't want the whole exam back. All I want is this back.
Okay.
So if that's the one thing that you're lacking, you can do that, and then, you can mail me the Chapter 7 test corrections, or I can get those. I'm not worried about those corrections. I want you to have that test to study for the exam, so don't turn it in before you've done the exam.
So for my test, you know how I write on it?
Mm-hmm.
For my exam,
You write all over it, just don't give it back to me.
okay.
Yeah.
In case that
Yeah.
helps with.
Oh, you should totally write all over it.
Okay.
And you should check yourself. And then when you transfer the answers, you make sure that you're transferring them correctly too, okay? Make sure, Eli, did you hear that?
Yes.
Okay. Make sure that you're transferring them correctly. So if you finish the exam later, you could always just scan and email this to me. Okay, who has questions about turn-in? Just make sure I'll be here next Thursday. Just communicate to me what you're doing, especially if you don't show up on Thursday. Let me know what your plan is. Okay. All right, everybody open up to page 243. We're going to go through the rest of the chapter, and I have one announcement. There are 2 people that are getting 2 extra points on their Module 8 test because I put Quizlet on for every day this week, and there were only 2 people that had done it, and it was Anna McBride and Essie Hennessy. And so
Essie
there
always
was-
does it. It's like.
So this is to do it. I didn't see any.
Really?
For Module 8.
done
I tell myself I'm gonna do it the morning of on the car right there, and then I always forget.
I did it.
So,
I don't
oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I didn't show up.
Okay, it might have.
So somehow I signed out of the class.
Well, that's why yours isn't showing up.
Yeah. So I like to still find stuff, so I haven't figured out how to.
Okay, well, let's do this.
What is
Let's
it
do
gonna
this, Nancy. Let's go ahead and get signed back into the class.
Okay.
I'll send you the link because
Okay.
I do feel like I'm gonna check that periodically, so I don't want you to not get credit. Hannah, I'll have to look and see what's going on.
Okay. Can you send me the link in Jupiter, please?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Wait, Nancy, did you find your phone?
No, this is a new one.
Okay.
Yeah.
She got it.
Okay, now, the mysterious envelopes. Okay, you can open those up.
Merry Christmas.
Don't-
It's a chat.
Don't dump them out. You're gonna-
Pop quit.
Okay.
Laura loves that.
Okay. What these are,
I know. You're gonna have to open for this. Wait, what?
these are,
Wait, this for me.
okay, remember how we talked about,
Ripped it.
okay guys, let's get focused. Remember how we talked about last week that there are people who are tasters and there are people who are non-tasters? Who or from 2 weeks ago, who remembers that? That it's a gene, it's the dominant gene to be a taster or a non-taster? Okay, and that is the ability to taste this certain toxic chemical that's bitter. And it's a chemical that's in a lot of poisonous plants. So some people have the ability to taste it, and some people don't. And we've done some problems about if somebody's a taster or a non-taster. Well, you can test your whole family because there's enough strips in there for you to test your entire family.
Does this have arsenic?
No, you will either put it on your tongue and you will taste a chemical taste, or you will taste nothing.
Can we do it now?
Yeah.
Wait, so
I'm
it's
scared.
not toxic?
No, it's just a test to see if you're a taster or a non-taster. I can't taste a thing.
Anytime I always do the envelope, is that the same thing? Like every time I'm looking.
Oh, I do tasting things.
No,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
taste that. It tastes like that. They can't do that.
It's gonna taste gross.
It's just gonna have like a.
How long do we leave
I
it on our
taste it. I
tongue for?
taste it.
I mean, you don't. Do you taste it?
Actually-
Why are you going?
I don't know. You can taste it.
That's disgusting.
Ow, it's so painful. You need to run.
Why
some.
make me do
Are
that?
all of you tasters? I don't taste it.
Look,
I feel like the slightest taste, but like it's not really there.
Ada Bentley, did you taste
Also,
it?
I just did 3 or 2, 3. I just did 3 on
So
that.
like, if I put it on my tongue, it's like paper on my tongue.
Yeah, I didn't taste it.
I have no taste.
What is that? Oh, that is so bitter.
Sulfuric acid.
I accidentally,
We're
I accidentally
waiting.
tasted battery.
No, nothing.
Yeah, not taste.
Okay.
Maybe it's because I have so much stuff on my mouth.
No, it's a gene. It's the ability to taste. So you're either a taster, that's the dominant gene, so that's a big T. Or if you're a non-taster, that's a recessive, so that's going to be 2 little T's. And the non-taster does not have the ability to taste that specific chemical.
I'm dumb.
The chemical is phenyl carbonide. Okay. All right. So you can test your family.
Wait, so the dominant is if you taste
The
it?
dominant is the tasting. The recessive is that you're not.
Who
a
all
taster.
tasted that? It tasted good
Okay.
because I didn't taste
All right.
it.
So the crosses that we did, what we're going to do is we're going to finish the chapter and then we're going to work problems. One is going to be a dihybrid cross problem set, and the other is going to be a pedigree that you're going to do with questions that's about a sex-linked gene. So we're going to do that, but we're going to get into some crosses. What is it called when we figure out the alleles and we make a box? What is that box called to do the cross? What is that box called?
Punnett square?
Punnett square. Is that what you're going to
Yes.
say? Okay. So the Punnett square. All right. So we did mono-hybrid crosses. So we were only focusing on one trait. If it was the person was a taster or a non-taster. Okay. We were just focusing on one trait. You can focus on more than one trait, and that is going to be called a dihybrid cross. Okay, so we're going to do an example of that one to make sure you know how to do it because you're going to be doing it for your test. And we're going to look at 2 traits. We're going to look at smooth versus wrinkled, okay? And smooth, this is gonna be the T plant. Smooth is gonna be the dominant, and wrinkled is gonna be the recessive, okay? And then we're gonna look at yellow versus green. So yellow is the dominant, and green is the recessive. Okay, and so we have a plant that is heterozygous for both, whether smooth or wrinkled, and both the yellow or green. Okay, so our parent plant genotype, because we're looking at two traits here, looks like this. Okay, so we've got heterozygous for smooth or wrinkled, and heterozygous for yellow or green. So before we were just focusing on one at a time, but we're focusing on two traits. Okay? All right, and so we're going to cross-pollinate this plant. So we're going to breed it with itself, basically. And so that means, because the parent, we're cross-pollinating, so we're breeding it with itself, so we're going to have both parents are going to be heterozygous, okay, since we're cross-pollinating. So we know that they're going to be exactly the same. All right. So, now, we're going to do, we've got our Punnett square set up for our dihybrid cross, but we need to put the alleles on the top and the allele combinations on the bottom, okay? And so it's a little more complicated when you're doing two traits, and it's gonna remind you a little bit of cross multiplication, kind of like what you do in math, okay? So for our alleles, we're gonna start with the big S right here. Can everybody see? Nancy, do you need to move? Are you okay with me?
No, I
I'm not
can
blocking you. Okay, so we've got big S and big Y. Okay, everybody see how I got that? Okay, so one combination from this parent is big S, big Y, and then what is the next one?
Big S, little Y.
Big S, little y. Okay, and then,
Little S, big Y. Oops. Oh, I did it right, sorry.
and then the last one?
Little S, little Y.
Okay, well, because this parent is the same as this parent, what do we know about the alleles? Because we're breeding it with itself, okay? It's a little bit confusing. What do we know about the allele combinations for the top row?
It's the same.
It's exactly the same, okay? Okay. Exactly the same. All right, so now we're going to go through and we're going to fill in each box, and that is going to tell us what all of our possible genotypes are for these offspring possibilities. Okay, so what's going in our first box?
Capital S, S, capital Y, Y.
Okay, all right, let's do this. Let's go Ruby, then we'll go Hannah and Nancy, and then we'll go down this table. Okay? So you do the next one, Hannah.
Capital S, S, right? And then lowercase y, or uppercase? Why would it?
Because you always put
Oh,
the uppercase
yeah,
first.
sorry,
You're
sorry,
always
sorry,
going to put the
sorry.
uppercase
Yes.
first. Okay?
Sorry.
Okay, so uppercase Y, and then what's next?
Oh, me.
Oh, wait, sorry, it's not over. Don't listen to me. I wasn't looking at the board. Lowercase?
Okay?
Good.
All right, so you've got two big S's, a big Y, and a little y. Okay, Nancy?
So the next one would be capital S, lowercase s, 2 capital Y's.
2 capital Y's. Good. Okay, Eli.
All lower. No, capital S, little y, little s.
No.
No, big S, little s,
Mhm.
big Y, little y.
Okay. All right. Okay, Anna Bentley.
Big S, big S, big Y, little y.
Okay, Anna McBride.
Big S,
Uh-huh.
big S,
Uh-huh.
and 2 little Y's.
Good. Okay. All right. So back to you, Ruby.
Big S, big Y, little y.
Okay. Hannah.
Big S, little s, right?
Mhm.
And then big Y or lowercase y? Little y. So, okay.
Little
And
Y.
Little y, right? Okay. I'm really bad at these.
No, you're just putting these two together. So you look at the S's and then you're gonna look at the Y's. Okay. All right, Nancy.
It would be big S,
Mhm.
little s,
Uh-huh.
big Y, big Y.
Good. Okay, and you're gonna y'all are gonna do one of these today on your own or like working as a group. And there's definitely gonna be problems on the test where I'm gonna give you a scenario and then you're gonna have to set up a monohybrid cross or a dihybrid cross and to answer the questions. It's gonna be how you're gonna answer the questions. Okay. All right. Eli,
Yes.
we're right. It's your turn.
Big S, big Y, little y.
Okay. All right.
2 little s's, 2 big y.
Okay.
Confidence.
Okay.
2 little S's,
Uh-huh.
a big Y, and a little y.
Okay, Ruby.
Big S, big Y, little y.
Okay. Hannah.
Big S,
Mhm.
little y.
Oh wait, no, sorry. Another question.
Little s, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And then lowercase y
Uh-huh.
and lowercase.
Good job. Okay. Yay, you're getting it. Okay. Nancy.
Little s,
Uh-huh.
big Y, little Y.
Okay. And Eli.
All little. All little.
Okay.
Little.
Okay. So now we're going to kind of go back and calculate percentages of different genotypes and phenotypes.
See, I had to do this with the calculator, but I got it done.
But we're gonna kind of set up ratios, okay? All right, so, what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of come up with our common patterns. Okay, so little s, 2 little s's, 2 little y's. Is this the only place that we see this on the chart? Okay, so we're gonna have little s's, little y's. Pen's not gonna work. And what is our ratio for the chance that that's gonna happen?
It's
1
1 divided by 16.
Yeah.
I just came from math. Do I have to do math?
It's not hard mathing. Okay, 1/16. I had messed up the board by using that white. I obviously need to use an eraser.
I have to do
Hey Eli, can you run into that closet and go get me some paper towels?
Oh yes, I was hanging out in the closet alone.
No,
by
not
myself.
this closet, in the other room.
Oh,
You
the
know,
other
that
closet,
room?
yes,
Yeah.
it's my favorite closet.
Okay, all right. Okay, so now let's look at little s, big Y, little y. How many times do we see that on there? I'm gonna go ahead and mark this one out since we got this one. How many times do we see that combination?
Little s, okay, yeah, sorry.
Sorry, I'm just
twice.
using-
Eli,
I have no memory, I'm
Paper
sorry.
towels.
Oh, paper towels.
the paper
I'm sorry.
That's why he's my friend.
Twice.
That's why you're my friend.
Okay, so we see, okay, alright, little s, big Y, little y, we see it here, and where else do we
Right
see it?
across from it. Like on the right next to it, on the right. Up,
Right
yeah.
Okay.
Right above it, honey.
Alright, so we're sure we only see that one 2 times. Little s, big Y, little y, and that was 2 out of 16?
Yeah. I hate her.
Okay. Alright, so now let's look at big S, little y, little y. Alright, so how many times do we see that? Big S, little y, little y.
Biggest.
Once.
Twice.
Oh.
I just wrote it bad.
Oh, I thought you
Yeah,
said big S. Sorry, I thought you said big
I'm
S.
sorry,
big
I
S.
could have, okay, so we see 2 times, is that it?
Yep.
Okay. So that's gonna be 2 out of 16, okay. Alright, and what is 2 out of 16 reduced to?
I don't know and I don't care. Just kidding.
Wow.
You know.
8.
1/8, okay?
You're expecting too
I'm
much.
so
out of
smart.
it.
I can do much of me. 1/8.
Alright,
Algebra 2 and I can't remember
okay,
this.
so heterozygous for both traits. How many times do we see this? For both traits.
Twice. No,
4 times.
3.
4 times.
4. 4. Yeah, sorry, I saw that right after you said that.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Bingo.
Real.
Okay, I'm almost seeing. Okay, we've got 1, 2.
There's 5.
Real.
So you go so look on the one diagonal to the one on the bottom. Here, can I show you?
Yes, come up here. I think we might have messed up. 'cause I think it should be 4.
Wait.
Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is not 1. Okay. Alright, so we've got 4 out of 16.
Yeah.
Alright, so that, what does that reduce to?
1/4.
1/4. Okay. Alright. Okay, so now we've got, okay, 2 little S's and big Y's. Good. How many times do we see that?
2
So homozygous recessive for smoother wrinkled and homozygous dominant.
We
for
see
color.
it once.
No, we see it twice. No.
How blind am I? Oh my gosh.
No, we only see it once.
No, I have contacts.
We've got it 1.
So
Is that the only time we're seeing it?
I was right, guys.
Yeah,
Yes,
well,
I do. Good. Contacts work.
Okay, now we're gonna go to heterozygous for smoother wrinkled and dominant for color. So how many times do we have that?
That's twice.
Yeah, twice. Okay, so that's gonna be 2/16 and 1/8. Okay, and so now let's look at dominant. Okay, dominant for color and recessive. I'm sorry, dominant for smoother wrinkled and recessive for color. Big S, little y, little y. How many times do we have that?
You said that twice. Once. Once.
And then we have
Good measure.
this one.
Once.
Twice.
It's once. Please. Lock in.
Okay, so this could be 1/16. And then
Once.
and-
Once.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's 4.
Yeah, there's two of the ones with the big.
Is there? I thought there were two. Okay.
Yeah,
Where's
is
the
that
other
the
one?
one?
Here.
Wait, see the
No,
big
there's
S,
not.
big Y, little Y, and
I
then you go
see.
up
Yes.
to the
Right.
diagonal.
Okay. So that one's gonna be 2/16. Okay.
Where do we stand?
Excuse me?
Okay.
I'm confused. Did we miss something?
Wait. Oh. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to write this down. And then big S, little s, big Y equals 2 equals 1 8. I'm gonna take a picture anyway.
Big S. Oh, wait.
Look at mine. Just look at little y.
Okay. So let's go through each of these options, and I want you to tell me what the phenotypes are. Okay? Little s, little y. What is that P gonna look like?
It's smooth and then it's yellow. Or no, green. Sorry.
It's wrinkled. and
Wait. Is that not big?
green. Wrinkled is the little s. Smooth is the big S.
Is that not a?
Those are little.
They
Those
are?
little.
I thought those were big.
No.
Oh,
Does that work for
okay.
you all?
Yes, I thought that was little.
Okay. All right. So then I'm sorry. Well, it's hard to. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
about
I
that.
thought it was big.
Okay, so that's gonna be wrinkled. Here, actually. Okay, wrinkled and green. Okay, so let's go to Hannah. Hannah, this phenotype, what are these gonna look like? Right here where I'm pointing.
Okay.
Big S, little s, big Y, little y. What's the phenotype gonna look like?
It'd be wrinkled, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
No,
no.
big S, little s. Smooth
Oh, that's
as
a
Can
big
you
donuts.
make, yeah, can you make them like taller?
I
Because
thought
that's
that
really
was a little
confusing,
S.
yeah.
So it would be non-wrinkled and green.
Smooth.
Oh,
Smooth
sorry.
and
Smooth and
yellow is dominant.
Yeah, so it'd be smooth and yellow.
It's smooth and yellow. Yes, that's right.
Smooth and yellow.
I said non-wrinkled, not smooth.
Yeah.
Technically she's right. Non-wrinkled, correct.
Okay, Nancy, what is this P gonna
That would be smooth and green.
Smooth and green. Good. Okay.
It's okay.
All right. And then Eli.
Smooth and yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, why am I reading wrong?
Like I'm
No.
telling you.
What?
Okay.
Wait,
That was wrong.
why is the same one on there twice?
I might have done that.
No, why is big S, big Y, little y on there, but they have different, like, that's supposed to be a little s. The top
This one is supposed to be a little
What
S.
did I
You're right.
do?
I'm sorry.
Can
You
you
were right.
start this
Wrinkle and
over?
Hannah.
I'm gonna have to start mine over. Okay.
Okay.
They're wrinkled and yellow.
Yeah. Yes. I'm sorry. That one was a little less.
Wait, I am.
Of course you were confused. because-
Wait, what?
Okay.
like, why are there
Don't-
two?
don't- let's settle down and focus. Okay, that was a little less. This is the first big S, okay? I'm gonna,
Where are we starting?
that's the first
Yeah,
big
same.
S. Those are little S's. These are all big S's. Okay, Anna Bentley, what is this one gonna look like?
Wrinkled and yellow.
I was confident.
How's that one gonna look sad?
Okay, Anna McBride.
You've got
Smooth and yellow.
Yes, good.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Ruby?
Is that a lowercase s?
Yeah, these are both big S's.
Oh, okay. Smooth and green.
Did I write these
Okay.
wrong? I'm rude. No, these are all
Okay.
nice and.
All right, this one?
That one? That is.
Whoa, what?
Okay, the smooth and yellow.
Yay!
I forgot
Which
which
one
one
are
was
we this
smooth.
time?
Thank you. Which one was smooth?
Okay. All right, and then, this, last one right here. What is that gonna look like?
Smooth,
Smooth
and
and
yellow.
yellow.
Smooth and yellow.
Hey,
Okay, so, if we're just looking at phenotypes, what, are the chances that it's going to be smooth and yellow?
very, very.
it'd be
4 and 16.
12.5%.
So you've got
Oh, you got a lot of
One.
stuff.
2, 3,
Wait,
4. Okay. I think y'all know
9.
Head Start instead.
9.
Same. It's
9 out
too
of
much.
16.
I hate these.
It's too much. It's too much. Okay. So yes. So you can basically go back and figure out the percentage with the phenotypes too. Okay. But we're gonna stop here. Okay. We're gonna stop here. You're not gonna have to do that.
Thank
It's not gonna get that complicated, but I do want you to see how you're calculating. Now, if you wanted to make this fraction a percent, how do you do that? When you have a ratio and you wanna make it into a percent, what do?
You do that times 100.
What she said.
So you basically, you treat this like a division problem. You do 1 divided by 8 and then multiply it times 100. Yes, okay.
Didn't we do this for on your own? I swear I did it.
Yes, you should have done it for on your
Yeah,
own.
I
So to
was-
me, this was just like a,
Yeah.
it's,
I
you
was
should
like-
have done it for on your own. This should not be new. Yes, okay, all right. Okay, so now, we are gonna talk for a minute, about, sex-linked traits, okay? Because we have been talking about traits so far that were not sex-linked. So they were on, those alleles were on one of the chromosomes in the first 22 pairs. Remember the 23rd pair for us is the sex chromosomes. Now, that's number of pairs is different for every kind of species, so that's not necessarily the 23rd pair for a pea plant, but for us, it's gonna be on the 23rd pair of alleles, okay? And so sex-linked traits are figured out a little bit differently because they're typically always carried on which chromosome?
The X one.
That's right.
I just guessed that.
Yeah.
I was
50-50 chance I was
They're
right.
typically always going to be calculated, carried on the X chromosome, okay? So if you are a male and you have one X chromosome, but you have the recessive trait, you're going to display the recessive phenotype. If you are a female and you have the recessive trait, but only on one of your X's, okay, then you're going to display the dominant trait. But so males are gonna be more likely to exhibit the recessive trait. Okay, I'm gonna erase this, are we good? Yes. Okay. And there are examples of this on the purple boxes. You need to go back over it. There was an on your own example, so yes. Okay.
We're smart now. Sort of. Kind of.
Okay. But yes, it does kind of make your head spin. Okay, so we're going to look at, first of all, I want to kind of show you this. Just a Punnett square with a male and a female. Okay. All right, so if we put a male and a female together, what are we going to get in our Punnett square?
XX.
What's X?
XY.
Uh-huh.
XX.
XY. So it's half and half.
Okay, so that's why you have a 50% chance of getting a boy or a 50% chance of getting a girl. Okay. All right, so now we're going to look at fruit flies. Remember how I told you guys
It's been confusing.
that I
loved
looked
it.
at,
They reproduce.
Sorry. That's what I did in my next class was fruit flies. Okay, and so we're going to look at a sex-linked trait, which is red eyes. Okay? And white eyes. And the red eye is dominant, and the white eye is recessive. Okay?
I love that word, eyes.
All right, and this is going to be carried on the X chromosome. So we're going to cross a female that is heterozygous for eye color. So what are her alleles going to be? What is
It is X capital R and X lowercase r.
Okay, so this is what it's gonna look like.
Got you?
Yes, when it's sex linked, you're gonna do it on those sex chromosomes. So X capital R, X lowercase r. And then we're gonna have a male who has, also has, red eyes. So what is
X capital R and then just a Y.
X capital R and then just
Y.
a Y. Does that make more sense, Nancy?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's go ahead and calculate this. Eli, what am I gonna get here? What is this fruit fly gonna
It's going to be very, very red. Double XR.
be? Okay.
Capital
So
R.
it's gonna be a
They're
female
all R's. It's gonna.
that's gonna be homozygous dominant for red eyes. Okay, Anna Bentley, what is this one gonna be?
X or Y.
X what?
Are we doing the bottom?
This one, yeah, sorry.
Okay. X big R
Mhm.
X little r.
Good
Okay, so
job.
here we go. We've got a female and she has red eyes, but she is heterozygous. Okay? All right, okay, Anna McBride. What do we have here?
X big R and a Y.
Okay,
Why are we
so
here?
we have a male with red eyes. Okay. All right, and Ruby, what do we have here?
X little r and a Y, which is gonna be a white-eyed male.
Yes. So basically, we have a 25% chance of having a white-eyed male, okay? And we have a 25% chance of having a red-eyed male. And a 50% chance of having a red-eyed female.
The way the book said it, it was like 50% would be red eye of male and 50% white, and then the girls would be all like 100%.
Because they were just looking at if you said if you with a male, what percentage of the males are going to have white or red? So if you're looking at what percentage of the males are going to have white or red, 50% of the males are going to have red, and 50% are going to have white. Exactly. If you say what percentage of the females are going to have red eyes, 100% of the females are going to have red eyes, and that very well may be the way that it's asked on the test. Okay. So, or I could say, what percent chance would one of the offspring have white eyes? If I say it like that, 25%. And do you know what gender that offspring would be? It would be the male. It would have to be a male because the females can't. In this situation with these parents, it would be impossible for the female to have the white eyes.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Good. Okay. All right. So, everybody got good with that? Okay. All right. Now, a lot of genes kind of follow this dominant recessive thing. Okay? There's a lot of traits that follow that. But a lot of genetics do not follow that. Do not follow that pattern. Are you okay?
Can I go back for a second?
Okay. All right. So most traits are going to be. How did her watch go? Most traits are going to be a combination of several genes. Okay, it's going to be a combination of several genes working, not just one gene. And so we're going to call that term, and this is on Quizlet, polygenic inheritance. Let's all kind of flip to.
Can I go downstairs real quick? I can still hear you from there.
I want you to say.
I didn't realize I was 250.
Okay, so we're around page 250. We're about, hey guys, let's settle down. We're around page 250 right now, okay? So, height, weight, skin color, eye color is going to be determined by more than just a dominant and recessive. It's going to be determined by more than just one gene. So eye color actually has 3 genes. It's going to be an interaction of multiple genes, okay? Another pattern that the book wants you to understand is co-dominance, okay? And this is best illustrated in the Snapdragon